What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I uploaded a YouTube video, but the holidays, I was traveling, I was killing the market. What can I do? But we're here, and in today's video I want to talk about how can I become profitable in 2024. It's a new year, new resolution, wheel changing. Well, it's halfway through the month so far, so I'm a little late, but it doesn't matter. It's not about the new year resolutions. How can we be profitable in 2024? What has changed in 2023, 2022, 2021, 2020 market? A lot of different markets have changed every single year. And what changes can you make to become profitable this year? Before you get a video, remember, as the best trader, best looking day trader on the internet, leave me a like, subscribe down below. I promise I'll be making more videos. I apologize for being a little bit missing on the YouTube scene, but don't worry, we're back. So I'll post a lot of new videos. It'll be very exciting. You're gonna love them. And of course, guys, if you're getting the Discord channel, feel free to me live every single day. I haven't missed a day. I might have missed some YouTube days, but I've not missed a day trading live in our private community. And let's get straight into it, guys. How hard is trading? I'll talk about this concept that people talk about all the time. Hard is trading. 1% of traders. What if I zoom in? I zoom in out now. There you go. Much better. How hard is being profitable? Hard is trading. I mean, if we look at it, I'm gonna move myself out of the way for 1 second. If we read here, guys, about 2%, I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger for you guys, but 2% of employed people make over $300,000 of income. Keep that in mind, right? How hard is, this is apart from trading, how hard is it just to make a lot of money in the United States of America? This is, right, of course. So if you compare the world, this is probably less than that. But more people that make 200 to 150,000 is about 5%, 2% make $300,000 or more. So it's just very difficult in corporate America or just any job to make a ton of money. 90% of people are going to be under $100,000, $125,000. And that is to say also that if you're employed, if you're making paid $300,000 a year, guys, you have a ton of responsibilities. You don't have a lot of free time. You're going to be very busy. So when people talk about trading, day trading is very difficult. 1% fail, pass, 99% fail. Keep in mind that if you just have a corporate job, 98% of the time you're gonna be over here, and you're gonna be slammed with a lot of work to do. But trading is very hard. We have to talk about that. It is very hard. Guys, cold brew. Go to Starbucks. Cold brew. Splash your milk. You can do almond milk if you're vegan or whatever. Vanilla cold foam. All right, that's all I'm saying. 1% of all traders. I'll move this here so that it doesn't uncover it. 1% of all traders. I want to just make this bigger in general. Can I make this bigger? Post-production stuff. Boom. Look at that. Look at me. I'm learning. Usually Bria does this for me, but I'm doing it myself today. And I don't care about editing it out. I want to keep it. 1% of all traders can profit net after fees. But let's keep in mind, guys, how many people you know in your life that have downloaded Robinhood, have downloaded Webull, have downloaded just any type of app, Binance, whatever it is, made an account and quit within a week? Those people are counting the statistics, which makes it skews it a lot. It was just about anybody can download the app, I don't like this shit, not learn, and done. But now the statistics, I think, in my opinion, would be a lot better if it was people that actually spent 6 months training. I always said this: if brokers made it, hey, you have to take this 6-month course to even a free course, they can make it, they can hire people to make it, whatever, with tests. Then if you can pass the 6-month course, then you can trade. The statistics will look a lot better. But even with this massive skewness of people that are just download the app, never use it again, invest in Dogecoin, lose all their money, 1% traders can still be profitable after fees and everything like that. And honestly, if you just trade past the first month, you can see a 40% trade only after 1 month, which is just ridiculous, right? Imagine someone goes to school for only a month and then gives up. You're not gonna be profitable. But the big, not quitting in the 2 first years, I think are the biggest. I think after the first 2 years, if you're not profitable, break even, you can take that big step forward. And I wanted to kind of draw trading. I have this in Q chart for some reason, but it's gonna be actually good for. So I think trading like this is your first year, right? You start here. This is your first year. Your second year, a lot of times, it's gonna look like this, either equal or even slightly lower. The third year might even be equal or a little lower. Fourth year, whatever. This is at least was for me, and I think a lot of other people can relate. So you have this linear to almost no progression, if not going backwards. And then 1 year, you're just gonna be making, you're just gonna start killing it, right? So the progress is not gonna be very linear. It is gonna be, you're gonna have a big jump one of these years. But the hardest part is sticking through it and sticking through this hard time. So it's more like sports, no progress, no progress, progress, boom, you get really good, right? It's very much like that, and it's taken through that. Now, understand what phase you're in. I've analyzed 12 phases for me, and I'm gonna have to hide myself for just a second. I know you guys come here mostly to look at my face, but look at this and look at this. Take a screenshot, whatever you are, save it, send it to a friend, send it to your mother, say, hey, I'm in phase one, but in 5 years I'm gonna be phase 12 and retire you. And understand where you are, and depending on where you are, there's always profits. There's always progress you can make. And I'm currently in phase 12. If you're in phase 1, guys, I've been trading for a decade. I'm approaching a decade, man. I feel so old saying that. Now, when I started trading in 2014, 2015, was I learning a lot? Was I taking it very serious? I was not. But I've been thinking about trading, somewhat been into trading since 2014, 2015. Before it was cool. Before it was 2020, that it was cool. Before the 2017 crypto bull market, wherever things got really cool. But understand where you are. I will say most of you guys, if you're watching this video, you're in between phase 2 to phase 5. I would say most people are somewhere in there, and then it's like 80% of people, then 5% in phase 6 to 7, 3% phase 8 to 9, 1%, 1%, and probably 0.01% in phase 12. Understand where you are and what can we do to get better, and where you can go from it. Top mistakes traders make. I think that if you fix these 5 mistakes, you're in a really, really good spot to be profitable in trading. And this can be announced by 5 mistakes, and 2 of them go hand in hand. Do not have consistent strategy that you built. Not building a strategy is just a recipe for disaster. It's like having a business with no business plan, right? It's just not going anywhere. Focusing on the money, not the charts. You're just focusing on the green P&L up and down. Not enough capital, guys, and it is true. And a lot of people say, hey, if you can grow $100 to $1,000, how can you grow $10,000 to $100,000? I think it's growing 10,000 to 100,000 is, if you have the same knowledge, it's easier than $100 to $1,000, because the margin for error on $100 is, if you fuck up your first trade or 2 trades, you're done for. So I do think enough capital is something that needs to be fixed. You can do that by 2 things. One is get a Profirm account, go over to my good friends at Fund Fusion Network, which are giving you 35% off. 35% off over Fund Fusion Network. I'll leave the link. Go check them out. You can get a Profirm, or you know what, get a fucking second job and save up, man. You know what I'm saying? So I did. I worked as a security guard. I was in the army, right? And I saved up some money. I lived at home. Holding losers way too long, cutting winners way too early. Those 2 will go hand in hand. I'm going to talk about some of this stuff, as we go through this. How do you build a consistent strategy is the first one you have to talk about. Building a consistent strategy requires keeping track of your trades, which none of you guys do. I already know. Continuous adjusting, improving. Your strategy don't work forever. You always gotta find the algorithm works in the market, changes in the market, so you have to adjust. We had a bear market, bull market. Great example of this is, if you go back to 2020, if you traded bull flags only, you would have made a killing. Bull flags only were profitable like 75% of times. Now in 2022, when the bear market came around, that shit fucking got clapped. So profitable 25% of the time. So it was a real strategy you could have used, only trading bull flag and done well. But then if you didn't adjust it, maybe flip that bull into a bear flag, you would have done much better in 2022. Not strategy hopping, which means do not change your strategy constantly. Adjust it and improve it, but do not just completely, I'm out of here, new strategy every single time after you find something that's somewhat profitable. Sticking to your rules, guys. I had a notepad. I've said this story many times. I bought a notepad. I'm very big on pen and paper because I'm old and stuff. But sticking to your rules is key. Right, so I want to show you guys what does it look like to keep track of your trades, keep stats. So imagine you own a restaurant. Let's say I have a restaurant. I'll put myself, I think, on the other side real quick for this one. So I'll put myself right here in the middle, somewhat. So imagine you own a restaurant and you're like, hey, I own a restaurant, but I don't keep track of how much food we need, how much groceries we need to buy from a restaurant, how many customers we have. How the fuck are you gonna stay in business? You don't know how much money you're making. Like, oh, are you profitable this month? I don't even know. If you're not keeping track of these things, how can your restaurant be profitable? The very same thing applies to trading, right? If you're not keeping track of your statistics, your average win, I would add next to the winners and losers maybe the type of setup it was, the time frame, any little thing that will give you help on how to keep track and focus on the positive. If I won 5 trades in a row, what did I do? What was those 5 trades? Were they similar? Were they different? Did I trade some kind of 9:30 entry? It was a 10 a.m. reversals, 1 p.m. reversals, afternoon. Anything that can help you, I would add it and focus on the positive, because you want more positive to keep coming versus the negative, right? So that's what I would focus on, and you gotta keep track of your statistics. If you don't, you're just never gonna be profitable in the trading. Trading styles. There's no right or wrong answers here, guys. If you're moving everything, if your trading style, people ask me like, oh, should I trade? Should I be swing trader, day trader? I don't know. You gotta figure it out on your own. There's no, I can't say a day trader is better than swing trader. That's a question again. And if you ask me that question, I already know you're a noob. People trade with high risk to reward. People trade with very low risk to reward. I have a high insane win rate. People swing trade, day trade, scalp, options, forex, crypto, literally just anything. Penny stocks, shares. There's a million ways to trade, and it's great to trade that way. It's great that there's a million ways to trade, but also it causes a lot of errors because you don't know what to do. There's not a frame on how to become profitable. It's like, hey, there's just one thing. When you shoot a three, it's kind of like in basketball, you know what's the best form or should be the best form, so you can kind of keep mimicking it. In trading, there's just so many ways to be profitable, and you just have to find the one that sticks to you versus some other people. If you have lower capital, bigger capital, if you have time to trade every day, if you don't have time to trade, it's all gonna be a little bit different. How did I build my trading style? How I adapted? I was saying trading style has to do a lot with reversals. So I like to wait for a move towards one direction, then catch it, go the opposite direction, right? It can be short or long. I'm not favorable in either one. Off of key levels, as you guys can see, these are actually 3 trades I took end of last week. We'll go over a couple of them actually in this video. You can see most of them reversals, right? Price when it was going up, then came down. I called the move up, and again, this is resistance. Price went down, and I called the move up. Price was going up, and I called the move down. So usually, if it's going up, I like to trade the way down, and if it's going up, if it's going down, I like to trade the move up. Why? Because I'm looking for good risk to reward, so always positive risk to reward, 2 to 1, 2 to 3 to 1, whatever it might be, and also small risks. Some people say trade with the trend. It's a great strategy for certain people. I think it's an easy strategy to trade. I think my strategy is a little bit more difficult, and also my strategy, I like to trade between 9:45 to about 10:30, right? So my strategy is like 1 hour time, and I think understanding the time concept of a strategy is very key to eventually become profitable. Because you don't want to get stuck. One of the biggest things we also talk about here, make myself bigger here, is overtrading. So a lot of people are overtrading, watching the charts for way too long, but they have to find a strategy that works best. I'm not saying only works during a certain time frame, but works best during a certain time frame, so you have a time concept to it. Because a lot of things in the trading world, a lot of time concepts always tend to work and repeat themselves day in and day out, and then you can find the profitability. You're only watching the charts for about 2-3 hours, right, with some pre-market planning, and then you don't get stuck over trading the whole thing and give up some of that profits, right? Now let's dive into a little bit into some actual trades. We're going over this trade right here that actually I took on NQ. So before that, actually, why I took this trade, I want to talk about. So let's go in a small time frame here. So 5 minutes, I entered the trade based on the analysis I had made and looking for this high risk to reward trade, which is not easy to take, right? So when we go back and we talk about right here the mistakes we make, holding losers way too long and cutting winners way too early. 2 things I'm doing in this trade is I'm not going to be holding a loser way too long because I'm catching a high risk to reward trade. I'm expecting more than likely not to work. Now my win rate is actually really high with this kind of trade setups, but that's a different story. But I understand where my risk is. I'm like, hey, I'm taking this rejection off these highs on top of some other ideas, so I know my risk is real tight, so I can cut my winner, I can cut my losers very fast, and then hold my winners, right? That's the other part. How many of us to see $10, 5%, 10% gain, take it, and then hold the losers for 50%? And I had a great question someone asked me in the Discord a few weeks back, and we're like, hey, Antonio, how do you know to just keep holding it, right? Like this person was scared, for example. Let's go in this 1 minute, so it's 3 minutes here. So we took this trade, right? This move down here, and this person was scared. They were like, why are you holding this? Like when you came back up here, right? And then your entry is here, right? So you had, let's say up here you were a $5 profit. Let's just imagine. But here you're a $20 profit. They say, why are you holding this? Aren't you scared it's going to come back here and then you lost the $5 profit, right? Why not just close it? I was like, well, that's the power of taking partial profits, right? So let's say I put in 100 contracts there or other money shares. That's why I'm taking off 50 at a potential area of a bounce. So if I'm expecting this previous high maybe to hold as kind of support, I'll take half off. Or maybe this for value, I'll take half off. So I'm keeping now 50 contracts. I took my initial investment and I took it out, and I'm kind of more, I feel more confident. Like, okay, I'm playing with profits. I feel more loose about that. I don't have to be so uptight losing my money. So that's why I usually always have 3 target price and then 1 runner, huge risk to reward winner. I'll leave a contract or 2 out. Because sometimes it might not hit very often, but the 20% of times that it hits, that 1 contract can make me as much as 20 contracts I taken out early because it was such a huge winner, 500%, 600% winner, something insane like that. So I understand that usually I split my take profit at multiple levels, so I feel holding a small position, it's easier to hold for longer, and to understand the market is not going to go straight down. Like my overall target would be this level. This is actually my overall target. It was this level, right? So value gap is 830 candle here, 30 a.m. candle. That was my overall profit. I can't expect the market to just have 1, 2, 3 straight red candles, right? And I'm like, oh, thank you, hit my profit. Now I have to understand the market is waves. Understand market moves like this. So as long as the structure still remains bearish, you can see, this big sell-off, create a fair value gap, came back to the fair value gap to reject. You could actually great position to add more short, confirming a lower high, right, previous high, then making lower low, lower high, lower low into a profit. The structure is still bearish. So if as long as the structure is still telling me, hey, your idea, because you have a thesis, and now your thesis is being proven by the price action move. If that's what moving, if that's what's happening, why am I going to cut it early? Warren Buffett once said, if the market is, I think it was Warren Buffett, it might have been someone else. If the market is giving you what you want, why are you cutting it early? You planned this. You said, okay, it's going to go, it'll reject there, it's going to make lower highs, lower lows, create a fair value up to the downside, it's going to give you the ultimate profit. Why are you not just holding it? Why are you not just, taking partial profit and holding it? So if the market is giving you what you want, you have a good analysis. And I believe that is also what it's confidence. And I have confidence. I don't even know if I'll just spell confidence. I think it's how you spell it. We're in the concept, spell it right. I have confidence in my trading because I keep statistics and okay, my trading is really good. I can have the confidence to know it'll work more often than not. It may not work 100% of the time. Sometimes you'll come back and the rest will get stopped at break even, or even for a small loss. But I'm okay because I know over long term I'm gonna be right more often than not, and I'm making more money. Right, because you don't want to mess up your risk reward. You can call yourself, oh, I took a 1 through 3 risk reward, but then you actually close it. You always close it too early, right? You messes up your risk reward. So make sure you are doing that. I think if you fix these 5 things that we talked about today, you can be very profitable in the long term. Right? More likely, we're gonna have to split up this video into 2. I think I'm gonna make a part 2. Talk more about how to find a strategy drawing levels. So if you do want to see that, let me know in the comments below. Leave a like, subscribe. It's 20 minutes now. I'll have to split this up into 2 parts. And as always, peace.